Alright, hello and welcome to another PvP match here. Today I have a replay against Impossible, which was one of the most interesting matches that I found in my replay folder here. So yeah, let's get into the match and take a look at this Shadow Mirror here. So Dread Chargers on both sides, Skeleton Warriors and Forsaken. Over here, double Forsaken by me, and I think I do have Skeleton Warriors in my deck as well. Yes, I do. Yeah, they are very powerful in the Shadow Mirror because they are very strong tanks and they can get into very dangerous positions for nasty surprises, so you don't want to focus them because they are so tanky, but you somewhat have to focus them, at least for a while, to deflect their strength in terms of the nasty damage. So very strong also in these dazed fights. Yeah, so I'm trying to move to the right spot over here in order to get clean focus onto the Dread Charger. But I did retreat, so I'm also retreating for a while, but yeah, there we go. He has split, so I have an additional advantage at short trading, because I can burst down Forsaken with clearer DPS, but he goes for the Skeleton or an ST here, which is the right decision and very huge. As you can see, right here the split is very nice. Because his units are sort of able to finish off my low HP Forsaken quite easily. I frenzy to get to the burst onto some of them, and yeah, I think the focus fire by Impossible afterwards was not optimal. I think he could have done a lot more than that to follow up after his very strong Skeleton Warrior SD. So in the end, he still remains slightly ahead, but not super far ahead. Yeah, in the end here, Motivate getting forced out and trade onto the Dread Charger here, but I also lose one Forsaken squad, which is not super optimal. I think still a positive trade for Impossible here. And another Skeleton Warrior squad getting spawned, because now I cannot engage a fight here that well, and he gets through the time where they are undazed. As you can see, I really try to fight back, but yeah, Skeleton Warrior is undazed and next Nasty coming in, and this is the end of the tier 1 fight for me, at least for now. I need to retreat and get support at my May base by the Dread Charger, and I need to sacrifice this center position here. So here's the Dread Charger. Impossible sees this. He doesn't want to run into the nasty surprise over here, because he has a leading position and also control over the center, which is very nice. I cannot attack if he picks up a well, because my Forsaken squad here is very low and also needs to heal up, which takes a reasonable amount of time. So both Forsaken squads healing next to the power well here to regain their initial strength. And yeah, well by Impossible, he goes for the second one because he wants me to take this position here, which is a lot easier to attack by a split attack of Forsaken, compared to this position where I can just run through this narrow spot here, where I can go with nasty surprises and defend this quite well. So two power wells on both sides, and Impossible is still in the lead, so he tries to attack. I want to get very early trade on one side, so I might get a positive trade here and then move on, wipe the other side here. So that actually works to an extent. I get the early activation onto the Skeleton Warriors, and I also spawn the Dread Charger here to get some damage off onto the Forsaken. I frenzy here because I'm in a very difficult position and I need to put out a lot of DPS in order to save my power well. So this Forsaken squad gets to annihilate the Dread Charger pretty early on, which is very good for me. The Motivate coming onto the Forsaken, but as you can see, it is not enough, and the plan of defending worked out quite well. The Skeleton Warriors died out due to the 30 seconds running out, and they didn't get that much damage off, so I'm in the position to counter-attack right now. I need to... This Dread Charger wants to get some attention here, but I cannot really fight with it because it's still low from the previous fight. So I retreat, he frenzies, and right here my unit split is not optimal again. As you can see, this Skeleton Warrior Nasty pretty important here to keep this power well alive. I really underestimated the Skeleton Warrior Nasties in this match, and yeah, it really paid off for Impossible. So Dread Charger soaking up the Forsaken, and he's ignoring my Skeleton Warriors because they're super tanky with their ability. But yeah, the damage is still pretty huge. In the meantime, I repaired my power well, so I don't get the position where I run into another attack. He's using the stomp of the Dread Charger to reduce the DPS a little bit without losing the saved life points over here. It always loses some of the stored health up on attacking. So I'm deciding to move up into tier 2 here, because I don't think I can win an extended tier 1. But I also attack immediately because I have more bound tier 1 power, and if we move into tier 2, these units are less effective. So I try to get up a trade or force out another unit here, as long as both players don't want to spawn anything. And yep, I get a frenzy trade for the Dread Charger, which is okay because I also got rid of the stored life points onto the Dread Charger. Yeah, that was okay. But yeah, in the end we can, yeah, good idea of moving the Dread Charger into a safe position before soaking up the Forsaken. Very well done. We can see it is a Shadow Mage mirror, and yeah, which is very MI Phantom heavy, because the unit is very effective against Nightcrawlers combined with Ensnaring Roots. And yeah, I think the idea of double Nightcrawler here by me is not optimal, to be honest, because there are 3 melee units, especially with the Dread Charger here, and he can just root it and make very effective trades with MI Phantoms and maybe Dark Elf Assassins. Impossible sees this opportunity and also goes for MI Phantoms here. He's in a good position. He has map control, he has access to a tier 3 position. I don't have any tier 3 position that is safe to take at the current point in time. And now I actually move up too far forward, so I get rooted, and these units are not in the position to trade effectively. And I lose a lot of HP onto this Nightcrawler early on, which is not optimal for the trade. So I really try to save this position by any means here, but you can see this Nightcrawler drops, and this is not perfect. This one is about to drop as well. These MI Phantoms on the side here are doing a good job at least trading onto the melee units here. I think this MI was mispositioned by a little, but he gets to save it in time. He realized that. So you also have to switch between melee and ranged modes very often, because in the melee mode they are swift, and in the ranged mode, yeah, they can just walk by normal speed. So the Oink is here to delay and not like make sure that these units are not getting picked off for free by this Ensnaring Roots, because I don't have the DPS to contest here. I really want to get a pick onto the Nightcrawler and then retreat again. Meanwhile, Impossible goes for the Burrower on the side. He waited for the Ensnaring Roots immunity to run out in order to get a double pick on this Curse of Oink, which is very strong. 2 units for 1 Oink, so very, very effective trade over here. And yeah, that is a very, very good position here for Impossible. So by now he has not the most optimal unit split, but a very, very large lead, so I cannot really really trade into this effectively. But yeah, this Nightcrawler here gets removed by the MI Phantom. They are sort of decently split up. He tries to get Life Weaving here to focus down this power. That was okay, I would say, but I'm not sure if it wasn't that effective. But as you can see, gets the power, which is a very solid lead for him. I try to use the amount of units that I do have in order to get a quick counter attack off in order to equalize here, while he's trying to trade against my units over here. I'm frenzying to get off the DPS, and yeah, here's the attack onto the counter attack onto this power well here to equalize that sort of position here. But you can see Root and MI Phantom in combination is very strong. I think the idea of using so many Nightcrawlers was not optimal by me. I'm winning this trade over here just by a very small amount, just 1 MI Phantom that will stay alive in the end. And now he's using the MI Phantom melee mode to disable my Dark Elf Assassins here. In the meantime, I'm using a Shadow Phoenix on the other side to make sure this power here drops, and yeah, Impossible prevents that by oinking. And yeah, this is a greedy thing. I wanted to spawn the Dark Assassins in order to prevent this well from repairing. I could have played a Hurricane here, but yeah, I wanted the extra unit, and that in the end is not optimal for me. I really need to keep these guys alive to get rid of the power. But yeah, I think this could have been a lot more effective. And yeah, as you can see, even though I might be able to get this power, like, it's not even guaranteed. I think Impossible didn't expect me to heal here again here, because right now I can nasty the Dark Elf Assassins and get the Equalize into the Powerball, but it still is a very, very bad position for me. Because of the units that are around here, there's such a high amount of units here that I need to defend in any way, and this is very, very difficult in this current position. So he's picking up a second power well again, getting up another one, which is okay because he's in the lead. I think he still could have tried to push here in this spot, but the position here is quite hard to attack because there's an orb and it's also this narrow spot here that is hard to get around without running into big nasties or something. So I'm using the Shadow Phoenix here to make use of this position on the map, and yeah, while I'm delaying this by a short moment to get a better position. You can see there are 3 dead MI Phantoms, 4th one, Dark Assassins dies, so this Phoenix actually revives and gets unbound, which is nice. And in the meantime, Impossible took another power well, a 4th one, and yeah, I think clustering in this position was not the best choice. Even though he has a very, very good position, like he's 2 heads up, you usually don't want to cluster against Shadow Nature, because Shadow Phoenix is quite effective and you don't have the best removal in this position. So yeah, you can see Shadow Phoenix spam by me here in order to punish this. You can see Impossible is at 200 power. He's oinking in order to delay and he tries to use an Aura of Corruption, but it's hard to kill these units because there are so many of them at the same time. I'm delaying the Phoenixes to make sure that he does not get the burst down, so all units are sort of dying at the same time. He's trying to play a Borrower, but you can see all Phoenixes are going in here. And yeah, there you go, one of them revives and 2 wells actually end up getting dropped. In the meantime, Impossible is trying to attack here. While this Phoenix, the one that revived, actually gets the kill onto the power well. Which means that was 3 power wells dropped, like out of a disadvantageous position for me. And right here we combine the Nasty with the Shadow Phoenix, Nightcrawler Nasty, Shadow Phoenix. This one revives, and right now I'm actually back in the game. This is it was actually such an amazing feeling to get this combo off here. Really nice. But yeah, this is why you don't want to cluster against Shadow Splashes that carry a Shadow Phoenix in the deck. Yeah, right now Impossible actually reacts and picks up a power well over here rather than taking it in the center. But yeah, now both players are on 4 power wells again, which is equal. So the position actually got saved, and I think I'm in the lead by now due to the power well kicks here. So in the meantime, I'm trying to threaten the main base. He reacts, so I move up to this spot to get a tier 3 position. In the meantime, I'm trying to get with a split attack here to sort of gain some attention by Impossible. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get to tier 3 here. Making use of the idea that Impossible picked up this power well as well. This lowers the void level a little bit, so I can try to use my advantage by snowballing this over the tier 3. So yeah, the remaining units that I had are going in here, and Impossible, as he had not enough power to respond by tier 3 by himself, he goes for a Borrower spam here, which is I think the correct choice, but as you can see, Cultist Masters are trying here to deflect on all sides and staying roots here. And there's another Cultist Master. So this Borrower got defended, and yeah, motivate onto the Nightcrawlers that are defending quite well over the map. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure, did he nasty one of his units, or was it me nesting a Nightcrawler to get rid of these? I think I nested a Nightcrawler here to make sure this orb doesn't drop, because it was very, very close. If he gets a heal in there, I think the orb would not have survived. So he's trying to make sure that my Cultist Masters are under attack, and the MI Phantom is very strong against the Ashborn Pyro because it can disable him by the melee mode that disables ranged attacks. So it's a very strong counter to the Ashborn Pyro, as you can see. I really need to make sure that this guy does not die, and I want to use the Cultist Master, the heal, to enable the reactivation to get rid of the MI Phantom to enable my Ash Bomb Pyro again. In the meantime, I think I missed that the Cultist Masters on the center were attacking as well and dropped one power well, I think. Or maybe not, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if one dropped. Or if it just got low, I'm not sure. I think it was 4 on both sides, so it's okay. Yeah, this MI Phantom really dealing well with the Ash Bomb Pyro. Well, this Ash Bomb actually kills the Borrower and the Nightcrawler. The DPS, of course, higher compared to tier 2 units, and yeah. In the meantime, he just gets the Oink in the perfect timing, because right now he gets a lot of damage. In the meantime, this power well dropped, this power well almost down, but I think I cannot repair it in time. But this Borrower here gets deflected by the Cultist Master. In the meantime, this the second power well dropped against the tier 3. Yeah, this gets equalized, and Impossible already attacking my orb over here again. So still trying to deal damage here with these Borrowers, because my Void Pole still is lower than his due to the fact that I had 250 power invested into tier 3. And when I run out of Cultist Master charges, he might get a good position, because he can disable my Ash Bomb Pyro with the MI Phantoms. Though this power value dropped again, which is very nice for me. And yeah, I shoot here and try to apply pressure, but the split was not optimal, so he gets CC off in order to disable the Cultist Master here. But yeah, the Ash Bomb is attacking again, and yeah, MI Phantom coming in, double Borrow attack onto the orb. So this one is disabled. I think there was a heal to enable the Cultist Master again to attack. Same thing over here. Ashbone getting nasty in order to make sure this one can activate soon. MI Phantom's over here disabling this, and my tier 3 actually drops. So in the meantime, these 3 Nightcrawlers are getting activated, but I really wanted to nasty one of them, but I don't have the spawn presence, because these Nightcrawlers don't allow me to spawn anything. So right now I lost my tier 3. Which is not optimal for me, to be fair, and Impossible tries to block the position for me to get to tier 3 again, because if I don't get to tier 3, that would be really bad. I tried to get rid of the orb by a Shadow Phoenix, but nice Borrow of an ST2 burst it down. And in the meantime, I really try to get back to tier 3. This is the only spot that I have. If I lose this position, I would be in trouble again, because even though I'm down in power wells, I'm up in power well, so that's what I wanted to say. The lost 250 power due to the tier 3 that I cannot rebuild would be pretty huge. So yeah, tier 3 getting built up again, and yeah, there you go. Cultist Master being played, probably getting CC'd. Yeah, he's going with the Nightcrawler. He's rooting, actually, and yeah, he's not getting the MI Phantom attack in time, so these Nightcrawlers still get spawned, and they are blocking any attacks in terms of melee range. In the meantime, the Borrower here getting healed to threaten a kill onto this power, but Nightcrawler, Frenzy Nightcrawler DPS from Cultist Master are really great in this situation. So this MI Phantom dies, and I think right now there are 2 Ash Bones in the Cultist Master, which will be quite hard to defend. I'm not sure if he has MI Phantom charges left, but once they run out, you really get a problem at dealing with the Ash Bomb Pyros, and there are Cultist Masters that are getting split a little bit, so not everything gets CC'd at once. Another heal to enable this Cultist Master again to activate the ability. Yeah, as you can see, the root not hitting everything now, and yeah, at this position the Motivate comes in onto the remaining Nightcrawlers, forcing out the Curse of Oink. And yeah, in this position I just spam heals onto my remaining units, trying to kite a little bit with the Cultist Masters. Another Cultist Master being spawned. The refresh timer is quite nice, even though the charges run out, you can spawn one Cultist Master every 30 seconds. Yeah, that was a desperate move by Burrow nesting here, and the replay ended in the end here with this orb dropping. So quite nice replay, I think. The big comeback here by the Shadow Phoenix onto the Well Cluster, that was the one play that actually enabled me to sort of turn the tables here on this map, even though Impossible had a very strong tier 1 with Skeleton Warrior Nasties, where I didn't pay enough attention to them, and sort of got pushed into the very dangerous position on this map. So yeah, I think Shadow Nature Mirrors are quite nice, and you can see how strong MI Phantom can be in this matchup. And yeah, almost won impossible the early tier 2 because I had too many Nightcrawlers on the board, and he had a better unit composition by Dark Elf Assassins and MI Phantoms. So yeah, very nice match, and thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.